We welcome you back at 8:15. All right, have you heard these? You're fat, you're gaining weight. Did you eat all that? Your jeans are getting a little snug. Some parents are guilty of saying these things to their own children. Therapist Russell Hyken is here now to talk about combating bullying from parents. Can you really call that bullying, or is it unintentional sometimes?
Well, it is most likely unintentional, but even unintentional comments can erode self-esteem. And so parents really need to be conscious of what they're saying.
So how does a parent gently and delicately remind a child that might not be the healthiest choice you're making and it's affecting the way you look?
Well, first off, I don't know if I'd comment on so much as model appropriate eating habits. So I think you need to clean the house out of all the junk food. And then at dinner time, as you're making healthy meals, which I'm sure most moms are, that you try and maybe portion out the controls ahead of time. You know, if mom and dad load up on extra calories, the kids are going to do the same. So maybe pre-make the plates for everybody and stick them down at the table.
But it's summertime, free for all in the fridge.
Yeah, but healthy snacks will go a long way.
There's nothing to eat. I've heard it before, even though there's carrots and dip and fruit and all this wonderful stuff.
Don't engage.
I'm just being devil's advocate
no,
here.
That's right. You know, and don't engage them in an argument. You know, just say, oh, okay, that's fine. This is what's in the refrigerator, kitchen closed.
I always said if I made something for dinner, and the best argument for a mom, try this moms out there, I don't want that for dinner. Peanut butter's in the pantry is like the best answer to everything. Go make yourself a sandwich.
Exactly.
It's easy.
And have them make it themselves.
Have them make it themselves. Now, what type of effect can it have on kids who might be a little bit overweight, and then they may be hearing it in school, but then they come home and hear it too?
You know, and you're absolutely right. And so you want to avoid those unintentional comments like you were mentioning, because they do erode self-esteem. The other thing is when you're talking to kids about what they eat, saying things like, you know, you need to diet more, skip dessert, eat less, are too general and really not helpful. Kids don't know what to do with those big comments, so they'll tend to retreat and not do any of it, and maybe they're even hiding food in their room.
But how does a parent combat the images out there too, with all the skinny celebrities and the magazines where you have to be thin, and then they're burying their problems in the food? I mean, how do you combat that as a parent?
Well, you know, and as a parent, you're saying how to combat this. So the first thing that you want to do is talk with your child, because they may not have as much of an issue with being slightly overweight if that's their case as you do. And so what I find with a lot of parents is that their child's weight issues are more issues for the parent than they are for the child. So make sure you check in. And then from there, there's some things that you can do if their child is having weight issues that you should consider. Rule out the medical. Make sure it's not diabetes.
Sure, check with your doctor for sure. It could be one of those phases where, you know, over the summertime the child sprouts up and they're skinny as a beanpole. They're going through all those growth changes.
And once you've checked in with your doctor, if it's not a medical issue, then find a therapist to help out, because kids eat in response to stressors. And so if you can figure out what those stressors are, then maybe you can teach better coping strategies.
All right, I'm sure there's a lot to talk about. And Dr. Hyken, by the way, also blogged about this topic on his website, and we will link you to it at stlmoms.com. Check it out. Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, John, back to you.